Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have got Exagger-eyes in my hands and I am going to put this on my face. I've done my base, I've done my brows. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, you will see the swatches to both palettes. Now I asked people whether they wanted to see one eye with one and one eye with the other. Then I thought I'd do both. I will do both. But my eyes are very, very watery today. And I had planned to put on Exagger-eyes first and then take it off and put on Transform eyes. But I think that may be pushing it today because I think by the time I get to Transform eyes, my eyes will probably be streaming and it'll all wash off. So I think today, because the people that commented asked for Exagger-eyes, and that is more of a day look, I'm going to start with that, and then I'll do a separate video doing a look with Transform eyes. Okay, now I've got to say before I start, just a very quick thing. I think I may have had a little breakthrough with the watery eyes, in that I noticed this morning that the one that keeps tearing up a lot, and it's doing it now, has got lashes that are really growing in towards my lashes. So I got in really close with these MAC small curlers. If anybody has this problem, these are great because you can really get in close and they're just amazing. I'll put the details below. Okay, now onwards and upwards. So here we have Exagger-eyes, and here are the colours. So we have, I have to keep reminding myself because she normally does prime, enhance, smoke, pop, but she's changed it slightly with this. So this is prime, sorry, I nearly said transform. Prime, enlarge, define, pop. Okay, prime, enlarge, define, pop. Okay, and if you want to look at the swatches, check back on my video yesterday, and thank you for all the views. It's really great. Just a little bit of a fun fact, I wanted to check how Charlotte applied this, so I went to look up a video this morning and mine came up before Charlotte's, and I thought, woohoo, I'm getting more famous than Charlotte. I wish, in my dreams. Anyway, let's get on. So first of all, I'm going with the prime shade here, and what Charlotte suggests is that you put this all over the eye as a prime shade. It is very brightening. It's a lovely shade, and it does have a slight shimmer in it. Now, you know, some people say when you're over 40, steer clear of shimmer, and certainly I am a bit reluctant to put it on the hood of my eye, because if you see, if I left it like that now, I'm just making the hood look worse. But I'm not going to leave it like that, because she has another shade in here, which I'm going to get to in a minute, which is matte. And that is going to go, I'm going to focus that round the hood of my eye, and all should be well. So she just puts this over in a windscreen wiper motion all over the eye. Okay. And then next we're going to move on to the Enlarge. I'm so used to saying enhance, smoke, pop. The Enlarge shade. This is the most wonderful shade of rose gold. Now, I watched her carefully. She doesn't talk you through the tutorial, but I watched her carefully this morning, and what she seems to do is to sweep this over the lid, but she kind of stops at about there. So you've kind of got this graduated, the lighter right in the corner, but the rest of it is swept over the lid. So again, I'm just going to take that right up, all over the lid. Okay. Alright, and then what she does is she takes the smoke brush and with the same Enlarge shade, I'm just tapping off the excess because I don't want little fragments to get into my eye. She goes under the eye all the way along. Oops. Excuse me. Right. And then under the other eye. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the define shade. Okay, now what she does with the define shade, which is this one here, is first of all she uses the smoke shade and she takes this along the lash line and then into the crease. Now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it in a slightly different order to Charlotte, because what she does after that is she does the rock and coal. And what I like to do with the rock and coal is to set it with what normally is the smoke shade, but here is the define shade, because it just smokes it out a little bit more, and especially when you've got a bit of loose skin around the eyelids, if you're over 40, it just makes the eyeliner look better. So I'm going to do that next. So she uses Barbarella Brown, which is a good match to this look. Of course it is. What am I saying? She wouldn't use Barbarella Brown with it if it wasn't. So this is Rock and Coal in Barbarella Brown. Now, before that sets, I'm going to take her eyeliner brush, just because I can get into that line a little bit more. She uses the smudge brush, but I'm just going to use this eyeliner brush, and I'm going to take the define shade and blend that rock and coal out before it sets. Do you see what I mean? How it just gives that slightly more smudged out line. Can you see how my eye is starting to water in that corner? I'm sure it's the lash that's bending in. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same on the other side, and I'll probably speed this up, okay? Okay, so now I'm just going to put a tiny bit, if my eye is going to allow me to, a tiny bit going underneath. I'm not sure that this one is so watery, whether it's actually going to allow me to, but I'm just going to try. Are you enjoying the background game talk? And then I'm just setting that again with the define shade out of the palette. Now, if you don't want, I'm just going to have to tidy that up later, because if I keep poking at it now, it's just going to keep watering and it'll get worse. If you want to now, then I would go in with the smudge brush, because if you don't want as much of a harsh line. But then you'll get a lovely kind of graduated darker going out into a slightly browner look, which I kind of like. I think it looks nice. And the other side. And then finally what she does is she takes the defined shade. Now you will see the defined shade is matte. It's the only matte shadow in this palette, which is what I was talking about. So if you're a hoodie like me, don't fear, because this is what this shade is for. Jack, please mind your language. Thank you. And then I'm going to take that up to give my eye a lift. Like so. And the other side. Now, if you're a bit scared, because this one's quite a bit darker than the others, and if you've got fairer skin than me, just do it in layers. Go in very lightly and then gradually build it up until you're happy.
Jean, what are you doing? Do you want to die, Jean?
I am just going to put a tiny bit a bit further up, because what will happen, if you see when I shut my eyes, you can't see the definition up there. So this is what I have to do, is kind of try and relax my eyes and make sure that way I can kind of cheat a crease where it isn't. That one always works better than this one. It always is the case. You see what I mean? It kind of... Anyway, so that is that. I'm just going to blend that a little bit with my fingers. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the new legendary lashes, volume 2. Now I have to say, when I got this, I thought it was deliberate, but it actually came bent, and I thought, oh, this is part of her thing. And then I saw Wayne Goss's review of this mascara and realised it wasn't supposed to be like that. I thought she kind of designed a bent one. The only thing that I'm still not sure about with this is when you take it out, seems to be an awful lot of product on the wand. Can you see that? So it does work really well, and maybe that's why it's supposed to apply that amount, but it just looks a bit scary when you take it out. So now this one might not apply as well because my eye has been watering. So if you're looking at this, judge it on the other eyelash. It's not too bad, but where my eye's been watering in the corner, the lashes are probably wanting to clump together because my lashes are wet. Now, can you see the difference that makes? It's very good. I still like my MAC up with lash. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So let's do this one.
Okay, no mansion for you then.
You see, this one isn't clumping as much because my lashes aren't wet. So that's why I said, please look at this one and not the other eye. Unless you've got watery eyes, in which case, look at the other one and see what it does. I think it holds up quite well under the strain of watery eyes. And then I'm going to go in at the bottom again. Not sure what's going to happen here with that watering. So I'm being very gentle. And now I'm going to do this one. I don't need to go back into the mascara. There's plenty on this wand to deal with my lower lashes.
You want to play God? Let's play God.
And there are the legendary lashes, Mark II. And I tell you, if you put a second coat on, it looks absolutely insane. Shall I put a second coat on? Let's do it.
God.
Let's do it. Why not?
Oh, you're a god. Is that right?
I really don't think there needs to be that amount on the brush, but it doesn't appear to clump it,
Oh, I don't need this.
she says, and then suddenly a big blob went on the lash. Okay, I'm not going to put a second coat on my lower lashes because that is just, I think that's tempting fate for it to smear all over me, even though this is supposed to be smear proof. And yesterday when I did this video, there was a little bit underneath. I really don't think it's fair to judge that on certainly this eye on me, because I really, my eyes stream. Certainly look at this eye, because today it doesn't appear to be streaming at all. But don't judge it from this eye, because it really is quite severely watery. And I think a product needs to be given time to set. Otherwise, once it's set, it should be able to withhold a certain amount of water. But I'm not giving it chance to set. It's constantly wet. So this, I think, is sort of a more realistic result if you don't have watery eyes. But I think both sides are not too bad. It's just here where I think that's a little bit of eyeliner, perhaps a little bit of mascara. Okay, so that's look. I'm going to finish off and I'll be right back. Hi everyone, I'm back. So here is the finished look. Some of it's Charlotte Tilbury, the rest of it, that I mean, and some of it isn't. This is the Duchess. Now, little tip I've just discovered, well, just by experimenting really and seeing other people doing their makeup online. When you do your lipstick, put your lipstick on, blot it, then go back in with your finger and dab it on, and it just makes your lips look fuller. And it also, if you're of over 40 again, you know, like we all suddenly create wrinkles on our 40th birthday. Anyway, that's another subject. But if you feel that your lips are not as full as they used to be, it just really smooths them out by just doing that with a little bit more lipstick after you have blotted your lips. Try it, it really works. This is a Daniel Sandler watercolour blush, and it's a different highlighter. But yes, this is the final look, and I hope you like it. These eyelashes, look, if I just look down at you, can you see how insanely long they are? Now, I can't claim that this is all legendary lashes, although the legendary lashes is pretty cool. But those eyelash curlers from MAC, I really swear by them. They are just so good because you can get so close to the root of the lash and get the angle really like that so that you curl them. If you are like me and you have quite long lashes but they curl into your eyes or they come out straight, these are definitely recommend these. I don't know how I lived without them before. I remembered having my makeup done, and anyway, I'm just going on. So this is Exagger-eyes. I'm not going to tempt fate by putting on another eyeshadow today because my eyes are already streaming. I have, just to update you all, what I've just done is I've put some of that MAC Fast Response sample on a little cotton tip and put it there, and it has soothed it. I probably will be getting a tube of this at some point. I've still got loads of the sample left, but it does actually sort of stop it in its tracks for a while, and it just soothes your eyes. So it was a great tip. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, have a look back at one of my posts about watery eyes and what the MAC makeup artist said to me. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you like this, please press subscribe. I will do the next eyeshadow look as soon as I can, although I'm at work in the week. But as soon as I can film it, I will post a video to transform eyes. And yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you as soon as I can. Bye-bye.